Alrighty, well, we'll go ahead and get started then. Hello, fellow IGC members, and hopefully different members of the YouTube microcosms. But we are here with the next episode of Masks New Generation for our superhero IGC Critical Impact campaign. We had a bit of an interesting issue last week with a lot of huge plot events and some unfortunate character dropouts mid session. But hopefully we'll kind of pick back up that thread here and make some good stuff happen to kind of capstone some of those events. We have most of our players here. Richter is currently not on, so maybe Jillian will be joining us somewhat later. But good old internet issues rearing their head again. Uh, since we have a muscle sheep here, gonna kind of frame the what happened last session since we kind of just ignored his existence for a hot minute because of connectivity problems. Uh, did you have a chance to look at the episode?
Not yet, I haven't.
Better question is, have I posted the episode?
I thought you had, but
I
maybe
thought
you
I
didn't.
had.
But okay, yeah, that's fine. Wasn't expecting you to have, but just was checking because we basically left off with you having met Muscle Fox. Um,
Yes.
we just kind of ran it as you guys were so caught up with careless whispers and staring in each other's eyes that you just walked right up along beside everyone else. And
Aren't they related?
Yet to
well,
be determined.
that's a loose term.
Okay,
How
just
related
checking.
are genetic experiments?
Good question for another day.
Ask Connor Kent.
Oh, that's a fair point. But yes, so we, you guys were towing along essentially, but that other shoe has not dropped yet. Um, we left off with the party having split up a little bit. Void Spawn decided to, hey, fuck the police. He decided to go with Titania and her boyfriend and ditch the team for a hot minute. But they were heading to their hideout, and given that that's probably where Muscle Fox was heading, I'm going to assume that Muscle She went with them as well. So you guys are both heading to their hideout base. Whereas Emily and Jalim were going back to her house where her dads are mysteriously missing. And Dan, we just had you going home, but did you have any other intentions for highlight?
As of now, no. I was trying to think, but I don't think last time I had any plans.
All right, gotcha. So yeah, you were probably just heading towards your dorm then. But just to recap slightly, Dr. Young has let you all leave without any strings attached, supposedly. He warned you to get out of there before Doctors Belladonna and Echidna got there to collect their prize. But he didn't let you go before giving you a hint of perhaps what is to come, as he demonstrated the technology he's worked on that's allowed him to spread his mind control, whatever his power is, to assumedly the whole city. So you've been warned about what might be to come, but he's let you go for now.
Do I still have the laptop?
You would still have the laptop, yes.
Nice.
You thief.
Oh,
I know, time to look up all his porn.
government issue porn.
The government issued porn.
But yes, we will probably start off with. Um, we'll probably start with Dan for now. Maybe see if Richter will get on in time for Emily's section. But Dan, so if you were just heading home to your dorm rooms,
Parents home.
you will not quite make it in through the front door yet, because as soon as you get there, there's a limousine waiting outside your door.
Ooh, I like fancy.
The when you come up the sidewalk, the window will roll down and a head will stick out. Familiar one. If you don't see him in person all that much, it's your manager.
Oh boy, that can't be good. He only comes to whisk me away for jobs. What time is it right now?
I would say you're probably looking at somewhere dinner time, Saturday evening.
Okay, so I'm probably hungry. I'm just gonna like walk right past him like it wasn't even there.
Okay, interesting. So you're just gonna go inside of the dorm?
Yeah, I don't want to deal with it right now.
As the automatic doors clench shut behind you, you do hear the horn sound from the limousine, but you continue on to your.
I like to imagine it just like it increases in frequency.
It was like one horn, then like a slightly more rapid tempo.
Like fine, okay, I'll go back outside. I'll drop the laptop in my room and then I'll go back outside.
Okay, yeah, you swing into your dorm. You probably drop the laptop on the counter. Maybe get a Gogurt or something out of your mini fridge to.
A
So,
Danimals, come on.
yeah, there you go. Which flavor of Danimals would Highlight have?
Oh god, strawberry banana.
Not sponsored, by the way.
Not sponsored, by the way.
I wish.
But so you swing back, make this U-turn, and get back to the lobby. Just about when you're going to exit the building again, the automatic doors slide open, and someone in a suit is walking towards you, and it's like, "The sir would really like you to join him in the vehicle, Mister Highlight."
The sir. I Is he talking about my manager?
Yes, you get that impression.
The
Uh,
sir. I'll
I
just
don't want to be that. I don't want to be that guy, but at this point, I'm gonna be too afraid to ask. Highlights a guy.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, oh, oh no! I thought Highlight was a girl.
Oh
I'm
no.
sorry. I didn't know.
I take no offense.
That's what you get for assuming, I guess.
That's so funny.
I can kind of see where you got that from, though, with the Instagram thing.
He can be whatever you want him to be.
Sorry. Continue.
I am
So
concerned.
I'm being manhandled to the limo.
Uh, uh, Not so much that they're like infringing on your personal space, but yeah, he's trying to direct you to join his boss.
You better at least like open the door.
Yeah, he does. He holds open the door and does that like hand motioning please sit thing that doesn't stop. It just is still holding his hand.
Okay, fine, I'll slide in. Chill out, Jeeves.
The door slams behind you. But your manager is there and he's in his crisp pinstripe suit. He's got maybe a Texas cowboy hat on, 10-gallon, and he just looks at. Oh God. Okay, I said that. Now I'm just thinking of Doug Dimmadome, but
My manager's Doug Dimmadome. I'm fine with that.
Of the Dimsdale Dimmadome?
not right. But yeah, so he's in there. He just looks down at you, kind of moves his sunglasses as he says, "Had to drop your bags there, son."
I had a long night, okay? Can we make this quick?
We'll do our best, but and he's motioning to the driver, and even as you're talking, you guys are pulling away. You've got a very important obligation to see to before you hit the head.
And then I'll look at my schedule, make sure I didn't miss anything.
No,
Is there anything there?
your schedule is actually empty. That's the interesting part.
Okay. Uh, where are we going? I don't have any. This wasn't scheduled for me. I had no idea there was anything tonight.
Well, of course not. It's a last minute sudden invitation. I just got off the phone 30 minutes ago, but you were asked for by name at the H2A.
That's a big
For
oof.
what?
Well, they didn't really tell me that, son, but I mean it's the H2A and they're calling you by like that's big. Okay, this might be a thing for you. And if it's a thing for you, it's a thing for me, so we got to get you to that building right.
Uh, can I assess the situation right now? Is this bad news?
Definitely you can roll. I'll see what happens from that.
I
Okay.
keep forgetting to get my reward or whatever for filling out my thing or whatever. I'll do it after this one.
Oh yeah, I can help with that.
You're not the
Um,
only one.
Okay, all right. Not bad.
okay,
No, it took me forever to do mine.
what is your mundane bonus?
-1.
Okay. So this is weird. And given what you saw happened earlier today with mind control tech and stuff going on, it is raising some maybe orange flags in your head, but you don't detect hostility from your manager. He's forceful, but he's never really tried to like steer you into harm or anything.
I guess I'll just stay on guard then.
Yep, fair
It does
enough.
seem suspicious.
Listen, I don't know exactly what they wanted with you, but they sent out a list just like half hour ago. They hit the Twitter with it. They had their on their own website. They called me directly. There's a list of young heroes that they were calling up to the H2A building. You were top of that list.
Wait, show me that list. You have
He
piqued my interest.
he's got like one of those not quite a tablet, more like a PDA kind of half tablet screen, and he shows you their official website and exactly what he said. It's this list of young heroes. There are some older ones on a separate list, but it's a summons to the H2A headquarters.
Huh. Do I recognize anyone else's name?
You would see Beatbox would be on there. Um, Jalim would be on there. Void Spawn is not. Muscle Sheev is not. Neri or Marrow or Titania are not. There are a few others that you recognize from your own line of work, other like up and coming heroes. Blue Flash. Um, there's just an ominous reference to the Blindfold Gang, which you're not super sure what that is, but definitely hero names of Halcyon City.
Gotcha. Hmm. Interesting. Very interesting.
Oh, I
I'll give it back to
misspoke.
him, of course.
I misspoke. Sorry, not Blue Flash, the Blue Streak.
The blue streak. I can only imagine what his power is.
Being blue, maybe.
And streaking.
Maybe.
I'll give him back the tablet. That's cool. But as I engage in distracted conversation with him, I'll secretly text Beatbox and Jalem.
And what are you texting them?
What would I text them? That's a good question. Have you heard about that list, basically?
Right, gotcha. All right, bat symbol flash scene transition. Emily and Jalem, and hello, Rick.
Hi. Sorry about that.
No, you good? All good with your internet?
Yeah.
Cool. So we were you were still last seen at Emily's house. You guys had retired for the evening, but her fathers are mysteriously absent. Indeed, as the scene kind of unfolds for you two, as you've entered and dropped your bags at Emily's house, like the house is creepily empty. It's as if there was even like a mug of tea on the counter that was full and steeped, but like it's been abandoned. Tea bag still in there. It's like they left in a hurry.
That's worrying. But yeah, so Jillian will just head up to her room I'll see you in the morning, I guess. I am tired.
No, okay. And she'll go ahead and try to text her dads and ask them are you okay? Did you go out on a date? You left your tea unfinished? And she kind of noticed that, and she'll send them a couple texts.
Gotcha. You didn't have, if you check now, there's no like missed calls or anything from your phone, but as you finish that text, two things will happen. You'll get a text from Highlight that says, "Did you hear about the list?" Maybe links you the Twitter article or something about it. And the second thing that happens is your phone gets an alert that says someone is trying to find your GPS location, like an app maybe that helps, maybe your dad's used to see where you are. But it's not your dad's, but someone is pinging your phone asking to know where you are.
Yikes.
Well, that's not cool.
And you would probably be at the top of the stairs when you got a similar text from Highlight, Jalem.
And she'll just look at her phone huh? What the hell's he on about now? Oh. That's worrying.
We're on the most wanted list.
And she'll let out a small light whistle, which will muster all of the dogs. And she looks at them, go to every entrance, bark if you see someone that you don't know.
Their tails practically bend and salute as they go and fan out.
And then she'll also call Seymour.
It'll take him 20 seconds, but you hear from your bedroom window, he's climbed up the wall to the second story up here as he pokes his head in and says, "Yeah, boss."
Anyone that you don't recognize approach the house, full alert. If they
Like,
look, well, you were saying?
like eat them or like sound the alarm?
Column A, and if they're dangerous, column B.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Expecting trouble then?
Probably.
He will nod and descend back down to the bottom floor. Uh, Emily, what are you doing with both this text and the ping for your GPS location?
Can I? I'll go ahead and turn like my location services off. So I'm assuming I've probably had done that in the past to keep my dad from knowing where I am. But she'll go ahead and turn that off because she's a little bit creeped out, and she'll text Highlight back and ask him if it's legit, like the headlines he's seen or what he sent over.
Is it legit highlight?
I'll take a selfie right there in the car. Just be like, oh, on my way to our favorite place in the world.
You'll get a message from Jalem saying, "Look at your manager's eyes."
Oh my god. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. What do I see?
So he's wearing sunglasses.
Why?
At night?
Indeed.
So I'll
He's
just be
that guy.
like, I'll just, I'll ask him, is it a bit dark for those sunglasses? Actually, no, scratch that. I won't ask that. I'll ask, oh, what brand of sunglasses are you wearing? I've been looking for a new pair.
He takes them off and he shows you the name written on the side of them, which I'm going to make up as. Oh, watch this actually be like a sunglasses brand, like the Dolphins or something.
I hope so.
But he shows you them, and they're well made enough. I mean, they're not cover of the magazine worthy, but they're pretty not cheap sunglasses.
So, what color is eyes?
They would normally be gray.
What are
Now,
they now?
they currently are gray, but
Okay.
maybe it's trick of the light, or maybe you're just worried and you're a stressed out teen who's running on low sleep, but maybe like the edges of his irises, like just a light ring around them, might be yellowy.
Oh god. I'll just give it back. Give him back the sunglasses and then I'll text Jalem that I'm not sure his eyes aren't completely yellow, but they might be.
And then you'll just get like a skull and crossbones emoji back.
Oh no.
With the message, "Well, it was nice knowing you."
That's not funny. I'll send
Emily,
back like the crying cat emoji.
I'm assuming Emily, you are getting this in a group text.
Sure.
So, do you have any reactions to add to it, or
She just adds the OMG emoji.
Probably question mark, question mark, question mark. What?
it's been about 5 minutes. You turn them off, but you will get a second request for your location.
Whew.
Jillian would have come down the stairs and just like shook her head twice, like, "Don't."
Don't what? I already have it turned off.
All right, bat signal scene transition. Uh, Void Spawn, you have been following your new friends, question mark, to a very familiar park, which you guys have spent a lot of time in. Muscle Sheep, you're there too, but you're still seemingly near fisticuffs with your brother, question mark.
eyeing him warily.
He's walking jauntily with his head held high, and he's walking forward, but his head is turned to the side, and his eyes don't leave yours. Right? But Void Spawn, you are also there.
And we were going to Titania's hideout, correct?
So you guys stopped there. She got some of the remainder of her things and probably some of Marrow's things, but you were being led to Neri's hideout, assumedly where she and Marrow have been avoiding everyone, including your detection, for the past couple weeks.
Okay.
It's amazing considering how often we go there.
Right in plain sight, perhaps.
Yeah, my curiosity has definitely peaked since we've returned to the park now.
She leads you all towards, I don't know if you would recognize it, but at the very least, if Emily were here, she would. There's a changing room area that she went to change into oh so many months ago when you guys fought that plant creature. There is a wall of electronically locked lockers where you could maybe store some of your clothes or picnic ingredients if you were having a day at the park. And she walks up to one seemingly at random and starts plugging away at the keypad that should open it if you enter the code, but she's typing a lot more digits than should be a code for this type of locker. Mara will pipe up and say, the hideout's just under this area. She it used to be a parasol facility, from what she said, but she's repurposed it. So our casa as su casa.
I am grateful for the invitation. If this is a former parasol facility, however, is it not possible that they are still keeping track of it?
Neri will pipe up and say, "I gutted it years ago. It's been abandoned for a long time. Was a storage facility for Belladonna, but I gutted." She'll finish entering the key code and whatever long chain of digits she did and stands back. The doors to the locker don't open, but the entire row of them, let's say it's like three stacked on top of each other, slide down to the floor, chamber secret style, and there's a staircase that leads further down beneath this changing facility.
Their entryways do seem to have a running theme of a flair for the dramatic.
What can I say? If you get a bunch of mad scientists together, they turn into a bit of an echo chamber.
Elsewhere, Jalem sneezes.
Right. Titania looks back at the two canines? Question mark. And she just looks at them and looks back to the doorway and it's like, the entryway is a bit of a tight squeeze. I don't know if Muscle Fox will be able to fit down there, Jillem. Or not Jillem. Uh, Muscle Sheep, you do notice that this would be a bit of a tight fit for you and your shoulder width.
Muscle Sheep will stay and watch Muscle Fox.
Oh, is it bonding time already, brother? Have you decided to engage in our legendary duel?
Perhaps it is time.
I see. Have you brought me here for home turf advantage, then? Ah, you sly one.
Sly like a fox.
You're not weird companions. Voidspawn descend down the stairs to leave them to their business.
What do you mean not weird? I'd take exception to that.
There you go. Are you going to descend with them, or would you like to actually watch this?
I will just to the both of them give a slight warning. Try not to draw too much attention to yourselves. This is supposed to be a secret location.
Indeed, small one. I will do my best not to alert the authorities, though I can't speak for my little brother here.
I live here. People know I live here.
Do they know you break your bones here?
Yes, I break many bones here. Squirrels mostly.
He also buries them here.
Oh.
I'm assuming both of your ears are just like twitching and pointing in different directions, trying to sniff out these bones. But you
Yeah,
But
my
just,
bones.
I will follow after I've given them the warning.
all right, you do so. As you get about halfway down this staircase, you will see a button on the side of the wall, which they will indicate that you should press.
Is there any cutoff at the end there?
They will indicate that you should press.
I will do so then.
And the locker slides back up behind you and seals the exit.
Oh.
Okay, Muscle Fox and Muscle Sheep, you two continue to stare at each other fiercely, and Muscle Fox will explain. Know this, brother. If we are to engage in the true battle between us, there will be no going back. However, if you just want a bit of fun, I am happy to indulge a youngling.
Muscle Sheep has one question. Why must we fight?
His eyes will flash at that. My brother, it is what we were designed for. The mother had need of molds, test subjects, for to perfect our kind. You and I were always meant to fight, to prove the superior gene.
No. Someone else does not determine my fate. I will run in the park and I will play. I do not need to fight you.
I see. Then your calling has not yet taken over. Your iceberg still floats far above the surface. I understand.
What is an iceberg?
Worry you not. Intelligence was not prioritized in your creation.
I feel like that is an insult, but I can't figure out if it is or not. Hey, wait a minute, that was an insult! Muscle Sheep insulted.
He will raise a single hand and kind of wave that off, but he will reassure you that, very well, we will play in the park and chase squirrels. But do not be so quick to deny your destiny, brother.
No,
One day the need will become strong,
this is my
and you
park.
will fight. Sorry, go ahead.
This is my park.
This is your park.
Yes.
I am.
You are not allowed to chase squirrels in it. It is my park.
No squirrels, but I like squirrels.
Squirrels? You like squirrels? Squirrels are dumb! I hate squirrels. Always making that noise. Chittering and chattering.
But they are so small and flighty. They are excellent to chase.
Yes, you must chase them because they make that noise. Hate that noise.
But I know chase squirrels in your park.
No, because it's my park. My squirrels. I chase them. No one else.
I understand, brother. Okay. Let's see. Emily and Jalem. Have you decided on any other courses of action? Or are you just standing scared in the kitchen?
Shalem had already like mustered her defenses. Like, okay, I got Seymour watching the roof. I got the dogs watching the doors. What am I missing? What am I missing? Oh, right, my gun. Hang on. And she'll just run upstairs. And if like the camera would follow her, like she'll just start digging through her closet to fish out a pistol. Like, okay, how many shots I got left? Might want to.
Okay. Your roommate has gone, or not room, but your housemate has gone to fetch her firearms. Apparently,
I told her those weren't allowed in the house.
And she'll come downstairs. And like, here, you might need this. They might be immune to your ability. And she'll hand
She'll hand what over?
a spare pistol to you.
No, I'm fine. That's fine.
And before you ask, these are under lock and key. I have the only key.
I'm still fine. I'll be alright.
You sure? They might be immune to your sound.
I'll take that risk.
Alright.
that's when the barking starts.
Is it me barking?
Not muscle. No, sorry. One of your dog sentries, actually one of the ones right up front, like in the driveway, has tripped the signal.
And Jillian will put the guns in her pockets. And she'll just like peek through the shades or through the blinds.
There is a figure, a large figure, walking up Emily's family's extensive driveway. You don't recognize him, but he is quite tall, probably above 7 feet, and from what you can see of his silhouette still from this distance, extremely thick chested, like very much old comic book style upside down triangle body, if that makes sense.
Dorito?
Yeah, like Dorito body. Like his shoulders are extremely broad. And sprouting from each of them, only adding to his profile, is a rather magnificent set of wings.
Oh, for God's sake. Really?
But he's walking towards your front door rather peacefully, actually, and he seems to spare not a single glance for the dogs you've got around the place.
Jolem's eyes just narrow, like she does not trust this whatsoever.
Do I recognize him at all?
If you were to squeeze by her and look, a little, yeah, make me just a plus mundane roll.
I'll do that in a second because I just realized I didn't have roll 20 open.
Oh, what a bait. Why?
Wow.
This
That's
is so theater of the mind, I always forget to open it.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
can't really
fair.
blame me for that.
And then you asked me to roll, and I'm like, oh no. You said mundane.
Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
No wonder I didn't have music in the background.
Okay, so it's a bit familiar to you. Like you don't think you've never seen a profile like this. It is ringing a bell, but it's not ringing enough of a bell that you know exactly who it is.
Well, let's not like jump the gun on him quite yet. I do have neighbors, you know. It might be one of them. I don't know.
Hmm.
Uh,
And Jillian will say nothing, but she's basically like waiting.
Without being, if not interrupted, this figure will eventually reach your front door, Emily. When he will ring the doorbell once, wait, and then knock a few times solidly, but not impolitely, and a loud voice will call out, "Emily, are you there? I have not been able to locate you. Did you return home?"
Jillian will just nod to Emily, like, go ahead.
She'll she'll kind of like lightly shove Jellum out of the way to like get her out of view of the door to have her kind of hide a little bit, and she'll crack it open a tiny bit to see who it is.
Uh, Illuminated with your porch light, you do notice the view of someone that maybe you've seen around here, like domestically. Uh, Older man, maybe going towards his 40s now. Uh, like I said, he's wearing sort of a suit, sort of, but it's kind of straining at the buttons, even being somewhat designed for him because of just how barrel chested he is. But he looks down at you, no, not wearing a mask or anything, as he says, "Ah, Emily, yes, you were Scott's daughter, right? I haven't seen you since you were in primary school, I think."
Yeah, Scott's my dad. He's not home right now though, so can I take a message?
Well, the message is for you. They're at the H2A right now, and well, you're requested to be there as well. Might I take you to?
I'm sorry, but I don't remember you very well. It's been several years.
Indeed, you've been rather busy with your extracurriculars, haven't you? You're almost never around when I come around for tea. We'll have to catch up on the way to the H2A.
Jillian's eyes narrow at that.
That's okay. I can drive myself. I do have my learner's permit, you know.
He'll wag a finger patronizingly at you. Ah, but a permit means you must be accompanied by a licensed adult, young lady. I have my license in my back pocket.
I happen to have my licensed girlfriend over, so we can drive ourselves. Thank you.
Well, I'm not sure where this unfriendliness is coming from, young lady, but very well. As long as you make it to the H2A, your fathers really did need to see.
Yeah, we'll head over here in just a few minutes. We gotta go let the dogs out first and everything, so.
Oh
one of the
my.
dog, one of the dogs, the largest one. Let me pull up their name. No, hang on. The largest one, the Malamute Samson, just suddenly sticks his head into the conversation.
I was gonna say he'll look around like, oh my, you have even more dogs than this. Well, I did not know Scott was such an animal.
He's not. But I'll see you there.
Very well then. Just get on down now, all right? Drive safe.
Yes, thank you. And she'll, like, really quickly shut the door and lock it.
And Sam's will just give like a huff. And meanwhile, like Jilem will watch the guy leave.
Okay, I was gonna ask that because it's interesting. He stands on the doorstep for a solid full minute, and only then does he turn and sort of walk back down the driveway. But you see, even through the gloom of the setting sun, he only gets to the end of the block and then stands there.
It's so freaky.
This is gonna be annoying, I can tell. Jilem just like sighs. So, adult girlfriend, huh?
Shut your mouth.
You know I'm not that much older than you, right?
Yes, I know. I was trying to think of something.
Still, I'm honored. Anyways, let's keep up the charade, shall we? And she'll run upstairs. And if like Emily follows her, like she'll show like the same lockbox, and inside like there's several documents. Some of them look fake. All of them look fake.
All of them look fake.
Here we go. And she pulls out a license. This one looks relatively real. I mean, at a glance, it looks real. All right. You have a spare car?
Do you really know how to drive, though?
I do. I mainly focus on motorbikes, but you know.
I mean, I do have my permit. Just, I can drive.
So I'm going to be your watcher, so to speak.
Yeah.
All right. Also, your neighbor has not left, and that's unsettling.
Yeah, we're gonna take the long way around.
And as they do so, she'll whistle for Seymour, and the orders are: watch the house. If anyone tries to break in, you have free reign to make them your dinner. Just dispose the body.
He does the worm on the lawn slightly in recognition.
All right.
But you guys are heading towards the H2A building.
Yep.
All right. Back underneath the changing facility, Void Spawn. It's about as it was described on the tin. It's not a very large space down here. It looks like it was mostly used maybe as like an underground greenhouse before, but it's a lot of the equipment has been stripped from it, and it's mostly just some laptops lying around. There's a few looks like taken out of the dumpster beanbag chairs she's got lying around, but it's a kid's hideout.
Looking around for the sign that says "No boys allowed."
There's not one of those, but you do see a heavily defaced parasol logo somewhere on the wall.
Just look around, take in what sites there are, basically. As somebody who loves gathering information would, not with any like ill intent or anything.
That's fair. Make me an assess the situation check.
Okay. No luck on that one.
Yeah, it's about how I described it. It's neater than Marrow and Titania's place was, but definitely not exactly like super secret service, high quality tech that you might have maybe secretly hoped for. But as you were
I'll just kind of like stick to the background for now and just see what conversations take place.
they filter down, and Titania is also kind of looking around as she's never been here before. But Neri and Marrow go and kind of convene at this one of the larger tables that used to house. There used to be plants set up here. And Neri flips open a laptop and says, "Okay, so we've rescued Muscle Fox. That's good, and deprived a kitten of another one of her resources, but kind of debriefing, adding notes to this machine type of thing. Marrow interjects a few comments that she seems to have forgotten, but seems to just be debriefing for now. Titania will lean over to you and say, "So, what's you and your group's plan now?"
Well, we had recovered some of the chemicals that. Oh, all of a sudden I'm totally drawing a blank. Dr. Young had been pouring into the water treatment facility. I believe our next step will be to attempt to use them to reverse engineer some sort of counteragent.
She'll like raise an eyebrow and say, "Is that really something you guys can do? That seems like adult stuff."
Well, I have various scientific equipment on board my craft. It should not be impossible, but it will not be easy either.
You'll hear Neri pipe up and say, "Well, speaking of impossible, she'll rotate the screen and show you. She just pulled up her Facebook, and social medias are being blasted all over the place by this call out of the H2A. See any familiar names here, Far Wanderer?"
You may call me Void Spawn. I'll go ahead and take a look at the list.
Definitely a few of your teammates on there, on top of a few that you don't know.
Anybody that I would have like heard about in my research, or is it mostly younger people on the list?
It's mostly younger people. There are a few older ones, like I said, like a separate list. And of those, you don't recognize all the names, but you do detect a bit of a theme. Some of them are independent heroes, heroes that, for whatever reason or another, have refused to align with the H.
And we do have a bit of a history with the H2A ourselves. Not that I'm saying that out loud, but she knows it anyway. She was there. Yes, that is quite the collection of potential antagonists to the H2A.
Yeah, but they're extending the olive branch. I just don't know if it's homegrown or provided right from Parasol's vine.
Well, given what we have just borne witness to, I would be remiss not to point out that the timing is very conspicuous.
You can say that again. Well, Meryl will pipe up. So, unless that jackass Highlight got something in that laptop that we don't know, Nary, correct me if I'm wrong, but we have no idea what their master plan is, right? Which only seems to frustrate her because she does not answer.
Yes, he did not seem to respond with particular shock at any of my suggestions as to what his goal might be.
Other than the information from that machine, and you mentioned something about a sample of that chemical. Have you guys found anything that makes you think they're after something?
Mm, nothing in particular stands out, although, and again, I'm going to forget the name of the group, the anti-hero group,
The overlords.
the Overlords. I'll say, although the timing of the arrival of the Overlords also seems conspicuous in light of what we have learned.
She does think about that and pulls up some other tabs on social media. They should be here any day now. Any time within the next 2 weeks. This is starting to add up badly. Well, since we're in the mood of sharing information, she'll pull up some different Word documents and stuff for you to look at. Here's everything that we've collected from Parasol so far.
Very interested. I'm going to start poring over that.
Okay, make me a superior roll and then a mundane roll.
Okay.
Seeing high level versus low level stuff, what you can get from it.
Not too terrible.
Yeah, not bad. Okay, so high level big brain stuff for Void Spawn here. There is some technical information contained here, and you get the impression this is mostly Neri's contribution to the partnership. She has an interestingly intimate knowledge of how Parasol security processes work, how their facilities are laid out, how they're protected. She seems to be a little bit of a hacker herself, and so that's how she's been able to obtain some information about where they're storing different experiments. You see in some of the information she has are places you know she hit, like Young's facility, like where that big flower creature was being stored. And on the other hand, for the mundane role here, you do see some information that Marrow has added in as well, connecting the dots of like plants plus mind control plus weird animals. I don't know what it is they're up to, but it seems like they could almost make a new city if they wanted to.
You know, come to think of it, that plant creature that we fought several months back seemed to have the ability to transport itself via spores and take over another plant at will. If the technology involved in that were replicated and combined with Young's chemicals, this could spread across the globe.
Neri will look at you like, that's a bit of Belladonna's older tech. She was really interested in making sure her plant creatures didn't get ruined whenever there was a fire or they got beaten up or something, but combining it with the others, I mean, look, here's what you gotta understand. Like, before now, these Parasol, like, directors, they didn't work together on anything. They were against each other. Like, them working on a plan together like this is new.
I'm not entirely sure yet that they are working together. It sounded as though Young kind of forced their hand on the matter by having you attack their facilities and forcing them to rely on him for security. But still, if he does have considerable sway over them now, it is not impossible that he could force their hands to cooperate as well.
Like, we didn't focus on the others intentionally again. Like, Young doesn't store a lot of experiments. His work's so in the cloud.
Understandable, but it still played to his favor.
Like most things seem to do. Alright. Bat signal transition here. Highlight and so highlight you will reach there first, but you're at the H2A building.
Nice. Well, not nice. Like, this is really sketchy.
So are you your manager will see you into the parking lot. He will grasp your hand and say, "All right, son, you go in there and whatever it is they want from you, you do us proud. All right, this could be your big moment."
My big moment. Lights flash in front of my eyes. But then I remember that this is really sketchy. But and so then that dies down for a little bit. I'll just nod my head and reassure him that I'll do my best and hesitantly and reluctantly head inside.
The first thing you will notice is that it's busy. There's a lot of heroes and heroes of all stars and stripes and different ranks within the H2A are all moving up and down the floors. They're talking to each other. They're talking to officials. There's a buzz here.
A buzz. Oh, like it's busy, so it's buzzing around. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
What do I even do? Like, you just said to go in here, but do I talk to anyone?
Well, no one immediately flags you down upon entering.
I guess I'll just mosey around. Do I see anything interesting?
Okay, gonna take a leaf out of the side chapter here. Roll me plus mundane to schmood.
I am gonna fail at this.
You never know.
I'm really bad at being a normal person. Okay.
Hey, there you go.
Everyone's rubbing off on me.
You know, they are like it's refreshing sometimes to deflate your head a little bit and actually have a human conversation.
Who knew?
Yeah, who knew? I mean, there's a lot of people in here, some heroes that you maybe recognize, at least by name. There's not an insubstantial number of high like ranking heroes here too, which that gives you good feeling. But the general buzz of the room is that for a lot of them, they're not sure exactly why they're here. Even fully official H2A members just like got assignment calls that were told to please come to the HQ that stuff was going down tonight.
So no one knows what's going on.
Not exactly, no.
Huh. I should let Beatbox and Jillem know.
So as you two, you're probably most-ish of the way there already, and you'll get this information from Highlight that things are definitely sketchy.
Wait, so who's driving, by the way?
Me.
No one is.
Emily, make a drive check.
Dane.
And that's a roll to directly engage a threat.
Oh god.
Hey!
You successfully slam the car into your neighbor who's still standing at the end of the block.
Yeah, that would be a use of it, yeah.
A
Oh
16-year-old
god.
character has better driving ability than you as an adult.
Yeah, you were handling the car pretty darn well. I mean, you're still a learner's permit. Like, we're not talking any baby driver here, but you're definitely handling it well. You've only gone on the curb like once or twice.
So Jalem just looks at the message and just like, huh. So, are we not going? She messages this directly to Highlight. So, did you not ask why how I, who's not even registered with any hero thing, is being asked to come down? And then she further presses, speaking of, do I even look like a hero to you? And in parentheses, you get another message, answer carefully.
Why is she mad at me? I didn't make the list.
You push your
Oh,
buttons generally.
that's true. I'll just carefully respond how it doesn't seem like anyone knows what's going on. Doesn't seem that official. And might be something to, how do we put it? A good time to go undercover and figure it all out.
Hmm. And then she's like, all right. And then you'll get a picture of two guys. Have you seen these guys there?
Who are the guys? Oh, or is it Emily's parents?
Yeah.
I'll look around. Do I see them? Or have I ran into them and just ignored them?
You have not seen them yet, although perhaps even if you had, they wouldn't have stood out to you because they're kind of plain looking. So roll me to assess the situation. Assuming you want to do a full-on investigate for them.
I do. Nice, I keep hitting all my stuff.
It's useful because you're really good at that. But you take a lap around, you go up a different floor, and you do finally see them. They're on, let's say, the third floor of the building. They're tucked into like a reading nook here with some books on like heroes of the past and yearbooks and things like that. And they're just sitting in a couple of armchairs, like having a quiet discussion with each other.
Do they look like they're in distress?
They look they're not distressed. They're definitely, like many people here, a bit disgruntled, but not angry.
Okay. I'll let them know. I'll let Jalem and Beatbox know that I see them and they're fine. They just look grumpy.
And Jalem will relay that to Emily. Well, your dads are okay. Though according to Highlight, they are quite grumpy.
Well, let's hope they're okay when I show up driving their car.
You can always tell them I drove.
That's a point worth making. Are you going as Beatbox or as Emily?
Well, they called for heroes, not for kids, so probably Beatbox.
Go home, little girl.
So, actually, Beatbox was on the list of summoned heroes. Emily, or your neighbor, was there to fetch Emily for their dad.
Oh.
How did he know?
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, so i.e., both of your aliases have someone trying to get you to the H2A.
Well, until I really know what's going on, it's probably safer to go as Beatbox, because I don't really trust the quote-unquote neighbor who came by to get me.
Very fair. I would say that you two arrive maybe as highlight you're doing your lap away from the dad.
Yeah, because I don't think they know me.
I don't think so. I don't think you've ever met.
I don't think I ever met them. Yeah, I never did any normal kid things like going to other people's houses.
They've met. I know they've met Jellum, and I think they've met Void Spawn. He came over and was
I
eating
think
my
one
food.
of them met me.
Yeah, because
This
you
one.
were at the luncheon.
Was it the nice one or was it the mean one?
That was Scott. It was the mean one.
Sorry about that.
But yeah,
I
you
am
two
not
are,
offended by people's parents.
you two will arrive. Are you going to simply join the crowd, or do you have something more covert in mind?
I don't really have anything more covert. Do you, Jellum?
I was about to ask if you had like a scarf or something because she points to her hair, which is like the dark green with plants sticking out. This kind of makes me stick out.
Dig through her, like the back seat for her volleyball uniform, and she's able to get out a Halcyon City High School baseball cap.
I'll take it.
That's all
And
I've got.
she just
And I just
snugly
need
puts it on.
sunglasses, and the disguise is complete.
Highlights manager has some
Wait, has what?
Sunglasses.
sunglasses.
Oh, yeah.
All the while, like Jum's like, I don't like this.
Well, like it or not, are you going in?
Like as they walk past, like does she spy like a metal detector?
I'm gonna say that a building like this probably you would know has built-in metal detectors, like at all the entrances.
So as she sees that, like she'll go to like a nearby patch of dirt, like focus on it to call up a plant. And do you want me to make a roll for this? Or do you want me to describe what
This
I'm doing
seems
first?
fairly simple.
And then she'll hand her plant with the instruction to find her if she calls.
It will store it for you. You'll see in the moment as needed how easy it will be for it to get it back.
Alright. Go up, I'm ready to go. Let's get this over with.
Highlight, I imagine you'll have gotten a text and make your way to a good vantage point as you see your two female teammates enter the building along with
Along with who?
you.
Oh, okay. I'll go over there to meet them because I don't like being here by myself.
And Jillian will just like nod as you approach.
Welcome to the party. Except it's a boring kind of party.
I've noticed that she just you notice that Jillian is always looking around, like she's looking at the windows, she's looking at the corners. Like her eyes just don't stop moving.
Plotting your escape route.
Plotting an escape route in case things go south. I already have a one contingency ready.
How how to put it? How is security in here right now?
So there's not a lot of security at the H2A because it's usually full of superheroes. Indeed, there are tons of superheroes here now. There is some civilian staff which are floating around and Many of them are pinned down at like help desks because people are demanding answers and they don't have any to give.
Aw, poor them. That's a good idea. If we need to run out, how'd we do it?
So far, a window near the northwest is open. Pretty sure, like, we could throw you through it. You'd probably be durable enough to break the glass.
I'm a fragile, delicate person.
Can't
It's okay.
break his face.
We can try.
No, I'm pretty sure his head is hard enough.
I'll
As
just
you-
knock on it with my fist.
As you guys are making your way into, more of the crowd mingling here, Jalim, things do get bad pretty much immediately, as one of those civilian staff at the stairwell reach over and poke you on the shoulder and say, Jalim, 5th floor, they're expecting you.
Gosh. Did they say who? Because you must understand, this is all last minute.
Oh, of course, it's, the Shadow Shinobi.
The out of character, the who?
Does Jalim care about high-ranking heroes?
She does. She likes keeping tabs on those she might have to fight.
The Shadow Shinobi is the oldest current 5-star hero in the H2A. He is a still active gold generation hero.
Oh. That's wonderful.
He has been part of the H2A, like in leadership, since probably your parents were around.
Hmm. Okay. And Jillian will just nod, like, alright, thank you. Light and Emily, well, you heard the lady. I have a meeting to get to. And she'll just like nod to them and then give Highlight like a look that says, keep your eyes peeled.
Will do.
And she'll follow the attendant.
They will take you to an elevator, which is not being. It's not able to be used by people. They're being directed away from it, and they'll take you straight up to the 5th floor. Scene transition. Muscle Sheep, what are you allowing Muscle Fox to do in your park?
Pretty much nothing. I'm basically just following him around and saying, "Hey, you can't do that." Being very, very
Territorial?
territorial, very mean-spirited.
After about the 5th thing you've done that towards him, including telling him he can't sit anywhere on the ground.
That's my grass. You can't sit there.
He will just look down at you pityingly and say, Brother, why for the hostility? Surely I must be allowed to do something in this park of yours.
Fine. You can sit.
He sits, and even parked Indian style, he's still probably 4 to 5 feet tall. Now, brother, you must tell me, what has your experience been like on the surface? You have had many months to run free. I am eager to hear of your experience.
There are squirrels and people and food and stuff. They don't really like me.
Indeed, and, well, have you had many great battles?
I have had some battles.
What was the most dangerous foe you have felled?
Truly, the most dangerous foe was the mailman.
Oh, this
Yet he
sound.
keeps returning every day. I drive him off every day, and yet he keeps returning. He does not enter the park. If only for my vigilance.
Does he have some sort of regeneration ability? Does he heal your wound?
I do not know, but he is persistent.
I see. Perhaps invulnerability then, or even invincibility. Yes, yes. I can see how studying him would improve your fighting style.
And he always comes the same time every day. Carrying that bag of his.
And what new techniques have you developed from your observations?
Why should I tell you? This is a trick! You're trying to learn my moves. You will not learn. And like he's going to like JoJo pose point at him. You will not outwit me so easily, Muscle Fox.
Ha! Very well then, Muscle Sheeb. I was under the impression that we could share this much at least. I have much catching up to do in terms of real world experience before I am perfected of my physical form.
This world does not like us. That is all you need to know. We are not normal.
I dare not say that I wanted to be normal. I am a weapon, fit only to be sharpened. Are you not the same?
No, I am a sheep.
Oh, well, yes, but are you not a sheep weapon, fit only to be sharpened?
Muscle Sheep does not understand the question.
Brother, I believe I had explained it to you already one time before. We are weapons, fit only to be sharpened.
No, I am a sheep. I am dog. I am good boy.
Scene transition after a facepalm from Musclefuck.
I'm sorry.
Again,
I'm sorry.
Not blessed with intelligence.
He's doing his best.
Okay, Void Spawn. Titania is sitting on a beanbag chair eating Jolly Ranchers, crunching them whole.
Oh my god.
No.
Her teeth.
Oh.
Um,
Wait, I got a
Marrow.
reaction.
God, I'm sorry. But Neri is pacing. Marrow is sitting looking bored. But after a moment, Neri will slap her hand on the table and say, "Okay, enough of this. We can't predict what they're going to do until we know a bit more. Void Spawn, you'll have to get that laptop that Highlight stole and get anything you can from it, alright?"
Well, I am worried about my allies if they are indeed going to use the H2A to hunt them down.
You mean, you think Parasol is just having the H2A act as a big honey trap?
I believe that would be their most prudent way of gathering any potential adversaries.
Yes, but to do what? The whole city's attention is focused on that building tonight.
Perhaps they wish to make a show of whatever it is they plan.
Parasol's always been so intent on keeping their wrongdoings secret and below the belt, though. I can't imagine they just come out public now.
It is a good point. Would I know if the overlords have had any particular dealings one way or the other with villains, or is their interest only in really regulating heroes?
So you don't you probably don't have a ton of information on the overlords because you've been located pretty centrally in Halcyon City, and they're brand new in the city. They've primarily they've been in other countries. They're coming new to Halcyon soon. But you probably have heard mention of them because they do pertain directly to not just heroes but superpowers on Earth, which is the topic of your thesis.
Hmm.
The overlords don't care about good, bad, indifferent, one way or the other. They are a paramilitary advocacy group for non powered people. They only care about preventing Pandorans from abusing and discriminating against normal people. They're essentially like racist against birds.
Okay, well, that in mind, I'll relay a potential idea of, well, perhaps the arrival of the overlords has forced their hands to take more public measures.
You think Parasol is scared of the overlords? That they're caving?
Perhaps they are not so much scared as looking to make an example to show that any other groups that make similar attempts should be cautious of interfering with their plans.
Well, I won't say that anything like that's impossible. I'll admit I've been out of touch with actual Parasol leaders for a while, so I don't really know what they're thinking. However, if anything, this does present an opportunity. I don't believe that Bonehead here has fully introduced our group and its aims. Have he? Has he?
I'll look to Marrow and shrug.
He shrugs at you as well and I just got here like 2 weeks ago. She'll nod and say, we are here to fight Parasol. That much is true, but the reason I was so interested in breaking a low bit felon like him out of jail was because, well, the night he went to prison, the night I met you guys the first time was also the night that opened my eyes to the other problem this city has. The H2A.
Yes, in my experience with our interactions with them, they do seem a bit, I believe the word is stodgy.
Well, stodgy, senile, backwards as hell. I mean, all of these apply, but beyond even that, they're potentially even dangerous. I don't think it's a big secret even for you guys that Parasol's got some of those high-ranking heroes all up in their pockets. They've been in control of the H2A unofficially for years now.
Do you think perhaps this gathering is an attempted coup?
She does she'll suck the tip of her thumb at that, like picking at the nail. That's possible. I mean, Apology is their poster boy, and I mean, he's kind of the face of the org, but he doesn't have the real reins of power. That would be the older crowd, like Shinobi.
I feel like it is perhaps worth investigating this gathering. The laptop will be there.
Well, we can get there pretty quickly, but I guess what I kind of brought you here wanting to say was I don't know about all of your group. Marrow's told me a bit about some of you, and he assures me that not all of you are worthless, but if we were going to make a go of this, if we were going to really take down Parasol and yet to mention the H2A, like, could we count you guys on our side?
If it proves to be for the safety of the city, I am willing to lend my hand.
Well, good or bad, taking down an organization like the H2A, you're gonna have to break a few eggs to make that omelet, Voidspawn.
Well, I am here to study primarily, but I believe it will be impossible to observe these events without interfering. It would certainly violate my ethical code.
The panel in the comic would quickly show a little flashback there. I'm assuming within Voidspawn's head, a recent memory of the Observer might even pop into your mind.
I was thinking of that too. He's the exact opposite.
She'll nod and say, well, let's just go pick up your friends for now, make sure they don't get into any deeper shit, but one way or the other, you guys will have to decide what you want, okay?
It may be for the best if we came up with some sort of a disguise for Marrow. I believe, wanted as he is, it would draw considerable attention to walk right into the H2A.
He'll snort at that. Yeah, I don't think any of us are going to walk right into the H2A. Maybe you can, but all of us are not exactly persona grata.
I'll just glance over at Titania. Even her, she has managed to keep herself off the radar fairly well.
Her hoodie flips up and covers her hair as she just kind of like burrows down deeper into the beanbag. Mara will say, let's just leave it at there are people in the H2A that we don't want her to meet.
Understandable.
Well, you're welcome to walk in, Voidspawn, and make sure that the rest of your team doesn't stick their hands in the wall socket, but we'll try and cover the outside, make sure you guys can get a clean getaway, and also to make sure they're not going to blow the place up or something stupid like that.
Yes, the thought had occurred to me as well. It's a bit blunt considering the tactics I've learned of Parasol so far, but it is not outside the realm of possibility to have everyone gathered just simply to execute them.
You'll find that different directors have different tastes. Belladonna, for instance, can be very direct when she wants to be.
It'll occur to me probably about now to check my phone and see if there are any messages from the others, and also to contact Jillum to see if this might fit her MO. Belladonna, I mean.
Yeah, so as soon as you pull out your phone, you'll notice a couple of things. I wasn't sure. Do you guys have a total group chat, or was that just a text between the three of you?
It was in the collective group chat.
All right, so I would assume you would see those messages. You also have, similar to Emily, 2 GPS location requests spaced 5 minutes apart.
I definitely deny those, given that I'm in a secret hideout at the moment. Can I attempt to... Actually, you know what? This would be a good new friend-making exercise. I'll... Oh, God, I'm so terrible with names. the other girl, the non-Titania girl.
Neri.
Neri. I'll hand over my phone to Neri and say, "You seem to have better luck interacting with Earth technology than I do. Do you believe it is in your area of expertise to find out who is attempting to access my location?"
For the most part, Neri's facial expressions have been some cross between resting bitch face or mockery or exasperation, but for the first time you actually see a little bit of a half grin as she like sticks her tongue out and bites it as she's already not listening to you and tapping away on your phone. Yeah, I think I can. This is that app, right? That new one that's going around. Yeah, I can disable it for now. If I want to track it, I'll need to attach it to my computer and run this test and that test and this, she's listing technical terms that might pass over your head. Do you mind if I keep this? I can get it to you definitely by the end of tonight.
Feel free. I'll be inside the building, hopefully in contact with my allies.
She nods and she's already messing with it, but the last comment she'll make was, "It's definitely from in the city, I'll tell you that much."
A curious thought occurs. This app, could it have been developed by Parasol through a subsidiary?
I thought it hadn't occurred to me. It's mostly been monitored for overprotective parents making sure their kids get to school on time. I'll do some dig.
I would appreciate it.
Somewhere across the way, Emily sneezes. Alright, so you guys exit the secret hideout here. Muscle Sheep you will see as your companion and the hangers on arrive back up from the place you could not squeeze into.
So how did it go?
It seems our friends may be in danger. We need to head to the H2A.
Oh, I'd like to imagine both of the dogs like perk at the danger thing.
Say, all right, Muscle Sheep will meet you there.
Danger, is it? Will there be a chance to perfect new techniques?
No one invited you.
My sword must be sharpened, brother.
You have a sword?
We've been over this, brother. We are the swords.
No, I am a sheep.
We will meet you there, young earthling.
You were not invited.
And I am not an Earthling.
But it would get you out of my park. Decisions.
Oh my god.
So
Also, I'm not sure if my audio keeps cutting out or not, but I did say, also, I am not an Earthling.
Yeah, I heard you. Sorry.
Okay. I keep having like weird audio issues where like I don't hear anything for a couple of seconds, so I'm not sure if it's two-way or one-way.
Well, sure enough, you guys will set out on your way with this motley crew. I assume that the two muscles are like racing, like, anime style neck and neck, pushing against each other down the street.
Oh yes, definitely.
But the rest of you maybe proceed a bit more, not leisurely, but not like that.
Not standing out to everybody on the streets.
Correct. Quick question before I will flip to Jalim. Emily, do you want highlight to show you to your parents, or are you avoiding?
I'm your dad's.
I should probably check on them. They did kind of disappear out of nowhere, but I am in costume, so hopefully they won't recognize me.
Can you disguise your voice so it sounds like it's coming out of
Change the
no,
pitch
not a
of my voice.
machine. Let's spy on your dads.
Okay, gotcha. So we will take care of that in a minute. For now, Jalim, you make it to the 5th floor. It's not like any other floor of the H2A you've been in so far. This is starting to get towards the upper levels of the facility, and for some reason, this floor and only this floor is designed in a Japanese like traditional style with like bamboo floors and sliding the sliding paper walls like all over the place, separating the different offices.
Raising an eyebrow at this, like, okay.
One of those Zen garden like bamboo water things is just in the middle of the waiting room, and it just clacks down as you enter.
Like, she'll stop to think, oh, right, Shinobi. Right. Should have guessed this. But she'll just, like, look around. Like, she won't take a seat. Like, she has her eyes peeled. Like, she knows someone's in here.
It's this large, not large, but like a more intimate waiting area that seems to lead back into some different offices. There looks like there might have been a desk where like a receptionist would have sat, but there's no one there. It's pretty empty as you enter.
As Jillian walks around, like, she'll, like, keep her feet down on the bamboo. Like, does it respond to her, or is it, like, dead?
It's pretty dead, but you get the feeling that in a pinch, you might be able to make some sort of impromptu thing happen.
Mm-hmm.
You're not
Alright.
defenseless anyway.
Right. And Jillian just, like, looks around. Like, she's not saying anything, but it's clear that she's nervous.
There's a slight rustling sound, and as you whirl around, as I'm sure Jalim, wired as she is, does, there's someone now standing at that receptionist desk. A moderate height man dressed full ninja garb, absolute stereotypical ninja garb style. You can only see the eye slits, and there's some wrinkled, leathery looking skin around his eyes.
Shinobi, I presume?
He extends a hand in a come hither motion and points towards the hallway leading beyond.
Okay. And she just, like, slowly makes her way over.
He doesn't move from that arm extended position, but as you pass him,
Mm-hmm.
even out of the corner of the eye, you see he just vanishes. And then down the hallway, as if out of nothing, an exact copy of him appears, arm extending, leading you further down the hall.
Jillian says nothing, but just, like, grumbles, like, just...
And as you proceed, just like street lamps dotting the sidewalk, every few paces you go, a new ninja replaces the old one a few feet above you, beckoning you yet further and deeper into this facility.
And after, like, the fourth one, she'll just, is it too much for you to just walk with me? Do you have to keep doing that?
Do you stop when you say that?
Yeah, when she reaches the fourth one, she just stops and says that.
When you stop, a panel will show you, like, you know, angrily saying this to his face. And then the panel shifts perspective. It still shows you talking to him, but behind you are the previous three ninjas standing in a nice horizontal line, blocking the hallway in the reverse direction, preventing you from retreating.
Ugh. So Dylan just like keeps going.
All right. Eventually, you will make it to the last big. Oh God, were you? You'll reach the end of this hallway with the large sliding door, very ornately patterned. There's dragon motifs and lots of flower blossoms. Just it's rather gorgeous if you had time to stop and look at it. But I'm sure Jalim just angrily slams it open.
Well, not angrily, but like she just like slides it open with excuse me and stuff like that. She just like slides it open without a care.
Okay. As you enter it, I'm sure there's a panel of you looking back at about the 8 ninjas that are behind you as you shut the door in their face.
Pretty much. Like, you know, if they're not gonna be polite, I don't have to be polite. Screw them.
And as you enter this room, it's a large, fairly spacious office. There's lots of bookshelves and things around, but in terms of furniture, there's only a single writing desk in the middle. And sitting on the floor at it is Shadow Shinobi. He's dressed very similarly to the other ninjas, but without the head garb, revealing the face of a very elderly Asian man who just squints up at you expressionless.
So, was that song and dance really necessary? Shun-Chi points behind her. Gonna be honest, that got old after a while.
I apologize, Angry One. I simply had to be sure that you would be escorted safely. The H2A is not safe tonight.
Glad I'm not the only one who noticed.
Come, have a seat. I must explain things to you that will open your eyes to the dangers that yet face you.
And she does so, albeit a bit suspiciously.
As you pull up that seat, we're gonna take a little bit of a break here so you guys can get up and stretch.
Okay, how long?
Yeah, maybe 5 to 10 minutes whenever you guys get a chance.
Gotcha.
Oh dear.
Alright, well, we will get back into it then. You all good for recording purposes?
Yes.
Are you just furiously cutting out the butthole thing?
Should I really though? Should I just expose you for the weird fuck you are on the internet?
This is a fair point. Alright, so picking back up where we left off here, perhaps not quite. We might have Emily do her parent dodging thing first, but pretty much everyone has met up now at the H2A. I assume that at least shortly thereafter, Void's Fun will be entering, but probably the dogs are already fighting outside. But Highlight and Emily, you have the floor here. You know where your parents.
I do know where they are.
You do.
Oh no, I'll drag you over there. Well, not drag you over there, but I'll lead you to where they are. We won't go talk to them, but I'll just like show you them.
All right, and how they looking?
Are they still mad?
So they definitely are still having some like serious discussion type thing going on. They seem to be like having an impassioned discussion, but they don't look worse for the wear. you see that I'm forgetting the one that's not Scott's name.
Hugo.
Hugo. Hugo is a bit uncharacteristically serious, but I mean Scott's always a bit dour, so I mean this isn't that weird for him.
Can I? Did you say they left their phones at home?
I will say they did.
Okay, I was gonna peek around the corner and try to call them, but if they don't have their phone, that won't matter. Can I? Are they talking?
Oh yeah, they're arguing.
Can I turn the volume of their argument up so I can hear it?
Okay, just to be clear, do you want to turn the volume up so only you can hear it, or like just make them louder? Because one of these is easier than the other.
Just makes them louder, but not shouting. Just loud enough that it carries where I can hear it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I would say just blanketly doing it like that will not really require a roll then, since you're just kind of being blunt with it.
Mm-hmm.
They pipe up a bit thanks to your powers, and you catch Hugo mid-sentence. Well, I don't know what we're supposed to do, Scott. Not if both of us have been. And Scott will cut him off and say, "Look, there's nothing we can do. The H2A has spoken. Whatever they've got changing up north, like Hugo, it's just we're not going to be part of it." Hugo will just stare down at his clasped hands and say, "But Scott, I mean, we can't both just stop. I mean, we have to provide for Emily." And at that point, they're starting to attract a few looks because they suddenly got louder. And so seeing that, they kind of like withdraw a bit further and they kind of stop talking, but they're still worriedly kind of maybe clutching at each other's knees and seem to be brooding over something.
Well, that doesn't give me the good dogies. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. It sounds like there's something going on, but I don't know, like... I obviously didn't get the whole argument, and I'll kind of... If Highlight wasn't, like, entirely paying attention, I'll go ahead and kind of give what I heard to him, because he's probably on his phone, because he's always on his phone.
Yeah, I was on my phone.
I don't think the sentence, if Highlight wasn't paying attention, ever needs to be said.
We can just assume
Oof.
he's never paying attention.
Oof.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, if it involves me, I will.
Okay? But yes, you share that information with him.
They're spat.
E.
Sounds like they're not up to something. It sounds like they're involved in something you don't know.
Yeah, you think?
I guess all parents have their secrets. Your dads just have some bigger secrets, I guess. Are you gonna go say hi? Should we go say hi to them?
They're not gonna know it's me with my suit on.
Isn't that what makes it fun? Then you get to see how they're like.
You know what? Yeah. She'll kind of stand up a little bit taller and make sure that her voice is adjusted. And she'll head over and be like, "Hi, I heard you guys were arguing. Is everything okay over here?"
Oof. I'll be like behind her, but not engaged in it.
Oh
I
no,
just want
is
to see
this
how it pans
engaging a
out.
threat?
Roll to engage parents.
Pretty
Well,
much.
this is going to be interesting. Scott will he'll be the one that kind of fields this, and he's already radiating an aura you're familiar with from him, one of annoyance, and he will simply say, "We apologize for bothering you. We did not realize our voices were carrying so loudly. Now kindly leave us."
Emily kind of she's not sure what to do with this power change a little bit. 'Cause she's usually not the one to barge in on them like this. It's usually the other way around. Are you guys sure you're okay? Because there are people you can talk to in the building here. She's pulling stuff out of her ass. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
Young lady, you will find that both my husband and I are intimately familiar with what the H2A offers and does not. Now, as I will repeat, kindly leave us alone.
Alright. Sorry then.
Hugo will give you kind of a weak smile, but then go back to fretting. But Scott is just like fucking eagle eye staring you down until you leave.
And she will go hide behind a corner or something.
I could have been worse.
I think I got a little bit too big for my britches.
They could have grounded you or something.
They don't know it's me!
Well, oops, yeah. They could have done that.
Okay, so
Which one's the
Void-
hero, though? Of the... Because one of them's a hero, right? Or did I just misunderstand that?
No, they're, one of them is definitely a hero, and the other one just kind of helps at the H2A.
Okay. Interesting.
Void Spawn and Muscle Sheep, you guys have reached the H2A building now.
Yes, but who won?
Let's directly engage a threat, Muscle Sheep.
Oh, yes.
Were they Naruto running the whole way there?
I don't want to do
Yes.
it in a terrifying fashion, so let's not do that. Oh, no.
You gotta beat a 12.
That's really high.
Okay. Directly engage a threat. Thankfully, I am. Oh! No. There's a very low chance I'd beat that.
It could have happened, but yeah, unfortunately. You guys, I mean, to be fair, you kept pace up until the last block. But even though you're not like tired out at this point, you've still been running at solid pace for a couple miles now. That's pushing even the limits of your physicality. But as you got inside of the H2A, against your perhaps belief, Muscle Fox put on an extra burst of speed right at the end there, seeming to only then really crank his engine up to 11 and outpaced you just at the last minute there. Well, I see, brother, that your outside training has not included long distance running. You must sharpen your sword in this manner.
Muscle Sheep. But Muscle Sheep does not have a sword. doing the panting thing.
Well, sharpen your calves then.
Before I go inside, I am going to change my shape to look like, because the only other hero that I'm aware of who may or may not be on the list, but the one that Marrow had supposedly attacked inside the jewelry store.
Silent Vigil.
Yes. So I'm going to take his appearance, because I don't know if they'd let me in if I'm not on the list. I suspect he might be.
So, you can absolutely take his form. You know that he wasn't on the list, but he was an H2A member.
Okay. Well, that's enough for me. As long as I feel like I can use it to get in.
Right. Fair enough. You become a 30-somethings young man with a balding patch on your head and wearing probably too much and too tight blue spandex.
Good
The
luck.
ideal hero.
He was a 1-star hero, if you'll remember.
Oh yeah. He's the hero we deserve, but not the one we need right now.
Yeah, we'll go with that. So are you entering though?
Yes.
As you march on through, maybe you'll look back over your shoulder and you don't see Neri. You see Titania in a too large hoodie. She just like waves at you and then vanishes off to the side. Miro is leaning against the street lamp closer though, and he just gives you a nod as you enter.
Just very discreetly, because I don't know who's watching me at this point since I'm already right up at the building. I'll just very discreetly kind of nod back.
Muscle Sheep, what are you? Once you recover your breath, what is your intent?
Well, I'm gonna go inside with them if
Oh.
the guards will let me.
So there's not guards, but if you try to enter, there will definitely be a bit of like a record scratch as several people like turn their heads to look at you.
Not sure if I would be cautious and assess the situation, or if I would be more excited for pets.
Oh,
Truly
no.
a difficult question.
I'm gonna assess the situation with
You
my
may do so.
superior intellect.
Oh, okay, yeah, superior. Yeah, very superior. There's no one's immediately getting hostile. Don't worry about that, but definitely as people notice you, a lot of them do a double take because you look pretty strange even by superhero standards. And there's definitely muttering going on between some of the heroes, but you know, you have a feeling that it's probably nothing to worry about. If anything, they might be talking about how much they'd like to give you pets.
Yes, that must be the only solution. That must be the only thing they're talking about.
Not really able to read the feeling of the room, though.
I'm going to walk around the room and start sniffing people.
You're probably not even like a few feet through the main corridor yet, Void Spawn, but already kind of the message that's floating up the crowd is some weirdo just walked in off the street.
They
Oh
just think
God,
he's
he's
a
sniffing.
homeless person.
It followed by oh God, he's sniffing people.
I can feel safely assured that I know who they're talking about, and we'll just trust he can handle himself, and we'll continue looking for the rest of the team.
You may do so.
We'd probably be wandering over there since we'd recognize if someone started talking about like a dog person.
Yeah, I would say you guys can make your way down there. Emily, you catch one last hateful look from your father as you descend down the stairs.
Ouch.
Not unused to this. This is fine.
Oh no. Jalim, you take your seat in front of Shadow Shinobi.
Yep. And she
Young
just.
one,
Hmm?
young one, I have been hoping to speak with you for many moons now, yet you have avoided coming to the H2A. Tell me why.
Um. And I'm not exactly a hero. I mean, I'm pretty sure you know this.
A hero? No. Neither are any of your friends. All of you are simply children in the H2A's eyes. That does not make you any more or less welcome here than them.
Well, thing is, what separates me from them is they want the whole hero vocation. Not for me. Like, see, the thing is, I thought I wanted it at one point, but, got so wrapped up in the science of it all that kind of the back burner. So, what'd you call me for?
I called you to give you a warning, but I feel I must needs address something you just said, for this is part of the reason I had wanted to see you before tonight in the present danger. You know, let us not play games and pretend otherwise. You know that Parasol has its fingers within the association.
Well, yeah.
Word of you has reached my ears. Little goes on inside this building that does not reach my ears. I know something of your story, Gillette.
She says nothing at that.
Tell me, how much do you know of the shinobi's background within the H2A?
Let's see. She closes her eyes to remember. Well, barring your real identity, because, I know, despite your moniker as the Shinobi, you were vehemently against assassinations. In fact, you even prevented a fair chunk of them yourself, and you mainly act as the informant for the H2A. Last I checked.
It is a fair assessment. I dare say I lost my taste for bloodshed many years ago. That is partly why I sought to have a conversation with you, Jalim. For in you, I thought that I, if anyone within the H2A that was not already bought and sold to Parasol, might be able to say something that would help you.
And Jillian just leans forward. I'm listening.
60 years ago, before the H2A existed, I was in jail. I had been arrested by a samurai masquerading as a hero. He caught me out in my villainous activities as head of a local Yakuza organization. I spent 5 years in jail for racketeering and another 10 for condoning violence that I would later come to regret very much. And when I got out of my prison sentence and I moved to Halcyon City, do you know what I did then?
No, I didn't.
alongside a few other like-minded and... Oh, did we lose some? Oh, we lost Dan.
Back, Dan.
Okay, well, hopefully he will return upon ability.
He's
But
probably just looking at his phone.
realistic, yeah.
Oh my god.
Upon finding this new city to call home, I and some like-minded individuals established the H2A as a means of keeping track of the burgeoning hero population here. Do you see what it is I am trying to say, Jillem?
Do you actually want me to join you or join the H2A officially?
He will smile at that and say, "Before the night is done, I expect you will receive that very offer. But no, that is not what I am trying to open your eyes to. I was
Okay.
a convicted villain, Jillem. I served my sentence. But upon exiting that sentence, I opened a hero organization. What does that tell you about both myself and the H2A?
That you're seeking a reformation movement in a way? That you're showing former villains can do some good despite their pasts?
What is it that you want, Jillem?
John opens her mouth to say revenge against Belladonna, but then as she says that, it kind of sounds hollow in her mouth. I mean, honestly, I just want. And does she have a view of the Mizane or the terrace from that window, or from where they are?
I'd say there can be a window, sure.
I mean, if I'm honest, I'd rather keep them. And she looks down where she can spot, highlight Emily, and she looks a bit confused when she sees Muscle Sheeb run in.
Oh yeah, he's causing a bit of a knot in the population, so
Causing
to
a
speak.
ruckus.
If anything, I just want to keep them safe, keep them out of my fight, so to speak. Yeah, I have grudges against Parasol. I'd rather they not get involved in it.
It's understandable. It is always a lofty aspiration to protect one's friends. But you'll find it's not an exclusively heroic aspiration, Jillem. Myself, I knew from a very young age that I liked having power over others. I had a natural mind for leadership, you see. It made me feel important and in control. I did that at first through the Yakuza, and when I paid the price for my transgressions against the state, well, I've been doing it as a hero for the past 50 years. You see, the message I am trying to teach you is both heroes and villains have goals. It simply matters how they go about achieving them, Jillem.
And she resumes her seating position. Yeah, I understand that much. And she'll just look at it. So, if this is your roundabout way of asking me to join you, I mean, I had no qualms about it. My only condition is that they stay safe. And she actively points to the group.
He looks out over them and he nods and says, had this conversation happened even a few weeks ago, we might have gone about it a bit differently at this point. However, now for the danger. I am afraid that I am no longer in position to extend such an invitation to you.
I figured.
It has not officially happened yet, but I expect you will hear in the news very shortly that there will be a change in leadership at the H2A.
And at that, like, the small gears in Julem's head start ticking. Wait, don't tell me they're trying to assassinate. Oh no.
He smiles and says, the public will, of course, condone this act. The new, fresh young face of apology will make much better headlines as the leader of the H2A than an old dodger like myself.
Oh. And here I thought it would be like a more forceful replacement.
I have not ruled out that possibility, but I am not without my defenses either.
Yeah.
I just finished explaining to you that I like having power. This puts me in a difficult position.
Okay. So what would you have me do then? I mean, yeah, Apology's like Parasol's poster boy, and I used to work with Parasol, but I don't know, no longer have that privilege. So, and I'm pretty sure you know what my powers can do. Neither of which are kind of conducive to what you want and to what I want, at the moment at least.
As I said, I do not intend to play coy. I have heard much of what you and your friends have been up to in recent months. Parasol's agents whisper about it continuously. If you and your friends are able to do anything to interrupt their strategies and planning, well, you have an official sanction to do so, for now. But do realize, if their plan gets carried out, an apology sweeps the floor of the last few non-Parasol affiliated members of the League, then there will be no one here to help you anymore, Jalem.
And Jalem nods, and then she looks up with like a fang, or like a grin, but that through like the drawing has like a bit like showing bit of fangs. Like I know a few people.
Go then. Stay here not much longer. I do not know what Parasol has in mind, but I am sure it will not be to your benefit.
Got it. And she'll put her hat back on, write it, and then this time she'll actually formally bow to him.
He gives you a slight incline of the head, but otherwise just watches you as you leave. Voidspawn, what else did you have in mind?
Once I do spot the others, I'll go ahead and approach and quietly reveal my actual identity through using my normal voice. Do not worry, it is actually just me.
Is Muscle Shoe part of this group he's revealing himself to?
He can be, yes.
I guess if he is, he's just gonna be like, oh yeah, I know.
Emily, Muscle Sheep, and a disguised Voidspawn are here.
Alrighty then. Hello, boys.
Hello.
We
So many new
were
people.
Yeah.
we were alerted to the list that was put out, and we're concerned that you may be in danger here. It seems as though Parasol may have plans for the H2A that we are not privy to yet.
Even as Jalem, you're maybe getting back towards the elevator that will take you down. I would say that the rest of you are maybe on like the stairs to the second floor now. A clinking sound fills the second floor, and there's some static as some speakers start to turn on. The crowd starts to fall silent as someone seems to be getting ready to make an announcement.
It's not the silver screen again, is it?
The silver screen? No, it's not. Racing movie.
Oh god.
Would you guys like to move into a better position to observe, or are you trying to kind of get out of dodge?
My inclination would be to stay clear of the crowd for the time being. Because I'm still paranoid that if anything's going to happen, it's going to target the largest number of people if it's something bad.
This was like over intercom, right? Or we could hear it from where we're at?
Yeah, it seems like it's happening on second floor, but they might be trying to pipe the noise to the other floors too.
Probably best not to get in the fray of everything then.
Okay, well, you guys kind of fight the tide a bit as some other people here are just so intent on finally getting some answers or trying to force their way up to the second floor while you're trying to go down. It's causing a bit of a kerfuffle. But over the loudspeaker, you start to hear, hello, hello, ladies, gentlemen, other fabulous heroes of the H2A, and guests. I am Apology. Thank you for coming tonight. Okay, but you guys will be able to make it down to the bottom floor. Jalem, were you just taking the elevator to a certain place?
She was taking it to like where she had last seen Highlight and Emily.
Okay, so that'll be floor 2 then.
And as like she's going down, she's texting them. It's time to go.
So y'all get that text as you're still kind of in this thick of things down here. As the car comes to a stop and dings and the elevator opens, as you walk out, there's a lot more people down here than there were 10 minutes ago, Jalem. And as you look around, you can see why. As Apology in a very nice white suit is up on a balcony and addressing the crowds beneath him.
This is gonna get messy.
Yes, thank you all for coming. I am so glad. I know it was very last minute, but you know how quick things move in the world of supers, and the audience will laugh appreciatively.
And the what?
As sorry, the audience will laugh appreciatively. But he will carry on. Well, yes. The reason I had you all come here tonight was to talk about some organizational changes that will be happening here at the association. As he flashes a winning smile for the cameras that start clicking. And oh, Highlight wishes he could be here.
I imagine Highlight is trying to photobomb somehow.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But ground crew, are you guys just trying to exit the building now?
I am following my
Like-
friends.
I'm just
What was that, Jalem? Sorry.
looking for everyone else.
I no longer have my phone, so I wouldn't have gotten the text message.
And I don't know about Muscle Sheep, so Emily, you're probably the one that's going to be on point for texting here.
Muscle Sheep is just following everyone.
Yeah, and she's probably trying to head out too.
Are you like telling Jalem that you guys are heading to the car?
Oh yeah. She'll start leading everybody to pile into the car while also just texting the group chat like meet me at the trashy blue Pruis or whatever the fuck she has.
Highlight as you. Sorry, highlight. I have him on the brain, obviously. Void Spawn, as you get like maybe halfway through this lobby, someone will clap you on the shoulder and say, Vigil! I didn't know you were out of your hospital bed. How are you, old boy?
Thinking quickly, I will wince at the shoulder grab as though still injured, and just say, in kind of doing like a raspy voice, say, "Still recovering, but this seemed important."
Well, yeah, of course. If they even called you up out of the hospital, I mean, my goodness, man. But I think you might be a bit confused that the assembly is up here. Are you heading the wrong way?
No, I just realized I left something in my car I needed in case anything opens up.
Well, goodness, that you don't sound well. Maybe I should escort you to your vehicle then.
I'll be all right. I don't want to be a burden.
Everyone, you can do so as well, Void, but everyone except for Jalem, roll me a plus superior check. Oh no. That was a savior roll, Rainbow.
Sorry, I'm dyslexic.
It's close enough.
Didn't
Oh,
matter.
it was the same. Okay. So Muscle Sheep, you are really distracted by Muscle Fox, who is standing by the bike rack, fighting the bike rack. He is
Yes. The
Sorry,
bike
go
rack.
on.
We once clashed, but then I realized that it was not a threat. I will let him learn this lesson. And laugh at him.
He definitely seems to be sharpening his sword against it. But,
Whatever that means.
yeah, but Void Spawn and Beatbox, you will notice Void probably looking over the shoulder of this gentleman you're speaking to. Emily probably from maybe you catch a reflection and look up, but floating somewhere in the windows up, like maybe second or third story of this building, you see a figure in the air, kind of hovering and gliding. And at least Void Spawn, you make it out as Titania, as she's waving her arms, trying to get your attention.
No, it's not outside of my possibilities to do so. I will go ahead and just have an eye open up on the top of my head that this guy won't be able to see, and make it seem like I'm still paying attention to him, but I'm looking at her.
Oh, that's not creepy at all.
Oh no, not at all. We certainly didn't just have a conversation about creatures that have eyes where they shouldn't be.
Oh no. Okay. Well, trying to hold the thread of this guy's conversation, you look up, and Emily, maybe you try and look up as well, as you're still trying to maybe evacuate. Titania still, like I said, like floating kind of above the crowd, trying to be seen by you. She's waving her hands, trying to get your attention, and then she's like, kind of making, who's this? She's trying her best to do charades and sign language to basically communicate is wrong and you guys need to get out.
Uh, I will more forcefully put my hand on this other person's shoulder in the same way they did with me and just say, "Listen, I would love to catch up more, but believe me, I'll be fine. I must be going."
Well, if you're sure, well, you know where to find me. Come catch up later when you've got your what was it, inhaler or whatever it was. I'll be upstairs.
Yes, I will join you as soon as I get back in.
He lets you go, and how do I say? He lets you go and starts heading up the stairs and muttering slightly under his breath, like a bit incredulous at the way Silent Vigil treated him. I mean, they're good friends. But you're
He's
able
gonna
to
be
start
very confused later on.
right. You start maybe evacuating. Jalim, how's your progress going?
She's finally like outside the elevator. Like she's texting Emily, like, "Where are you? Did you get your father out?"
The first text you got back was that they were heading to the car. Now, Emily, you will get that message.
No, I was getting our friends out. I didn't get them.
And you'll get a message in all caps. Get them out now.
Uh, um. Alright, she'll throw the keys to the car to Void Spawn since he is the only other person that drives something. And she'll tell
This
them,
will end well.
yeah. Please just sit in the car. You can turn the air conditioning on, but behave and I'll be right back, okay?
Would it not be better if I were to approach them and let them know that you, their daughter, are outside waiting for them?
I don't know if. I don't know. I mean, I can take my helmet off. It's not a big deal.
I just do not know if they could be so easily persuaded to leave otherwise. Especially if they are under the yellow eye influence.
Wouldn't it?
Oh, over the.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I just interrupting a little bit. Text box on that panel will be the loudspeaker as he says. Apology continues. Yes, well, in light of recent event and climate, we at the H2A really think that we need to start making a concerted effort to adapt with the time. But then you can continue on.
I mean, do you think you going in would be any better? I can always talk over the speaker system and have them come outside.
I believe that might draw much attention to us. Although perhaps evacuating the building in its entirety would not be a bad thing.
Muscle sheep, muscle foxes win.
Oh god.
How dare. I will leave him to fight. It is not my place. But why is everyone leaving? What's going on? Why is everyone running around in a Muscle Sheep does not understand.
I believe perhaps the only one who can answer that is Jillum.
Worf?
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I'll just nod pressingly and say, well, we do not have much time to decide. Should you go in or should I?
Why not bring them out here?
That is what we're attempting to do.
Instead of you going to them, they come to you. Like
That's-
Squirrel in Park.
I can, I'll go do it. I don't know which one of us would convince them more, but
Muscle Sheep will stay here and keep an eye on Muscle Fox.
yeah, you stay here with the car, okay? But keep the windows rolled down. I don't need the police called on me.
Oh, I'm actually getting in the car. Okay.
Yeah, I told everybody to get in the car and behave.
Okay.
Can
Get
you
in
I
the
like to
car.
imagine there's now a
Drives.
dog-shaped dent in the roof.
Oh God.
I've got my head outside the window, panting, looking around. When are we going for a drive?
In a few minutes. I'll be right back, okay?
Muscle Sheep will stay here and wait.
I'll get in the driver's seat and just, because I've never been in a car before, and just start looking around. Where is the flux capacitor?
Where is the
You-
glab door? And the free grog?
you look, and this vehicle is just bafflingly missing a flux capacitor and a glab door.
And probably a rear view mirror. Not mirror. Tail light. You never know. It's a shitty car. It's her first car. And she'll, kind of look over her shoulder at them before running to go back in the building. Or back to the building, at least.
Jalem, with the mixed messages you were getting, were you heading out or did you change course?
She's heading out, but if she sees her father, Emily's father, she'll walk up to them and say, "I need to talk to you."
Okay, you will not see them like just passively. Do you? If you would like to take a try to actively look for them, you can.
What would I need to roll for that?
Plus superior.
Okie dokie. What?
Oh no.
Wow, I suck.
Yeah. So there's, as I said, the second floor is becoming increasingly inundated with people from the other floors congregating here. Um, whereas before you might could have spied them pretty easily, now there's like no way you're going to be able to pick them out.
Yeah. So like, upon feeling that, she's just gonna run out.
Even as we get that panel of you running down the stairs, another one of those text boxes will be there saying, in light of the need to adapt, we at the H2A think it's important that our leaders reflect the needs of the people. That is why, starting today, I, Apology, will be happy to accept the position of leader of the H2A.
And Jillian will just like walk. As she hear that, she'll just mumble, "You would, you prick."
Emily, you probably will about run smack into Jalem on the stairs.
Ow. Buddy, watch where you're... Oh.
It's me. I came to get my dad's.
Alright, go, 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 go.
I'm working on it.
And I'll meet you outside.
but the baton is passed. Out in the car, you are perhaps startled a little bit, Void Spawn, as the passenger door opens and Marrow slides in to sit next to you. Something's not good. Naria detected some signals from underneath the building, and we need to get out of here. Can you drive this thing?
I am not entirely sure, but I can give it a shot.
Move that into gear and push the pedal on the floor as hard as it goes.
Oh, that is the best kind of instruction to give me.
Oh no, my poor car.
Just like over the parking guard in front of the tires, thud, scrape.
Oh dear.
Would you like to make a drive check?
Sure, I can give that a shot,
All right, plus mundane.
which is a straight roll for me. Nope.
Oh
Oh.
no.
Okay.
I have
Saving
finished off
grace.
the bike rack.
Oh no. Saving grace here. Muscle Sheep. You could, if you have any lore reason to support so, could try and help Void Spawn drive here, and that could bring it up to a 7. But I don't know how you would do that.
Uh, um, um, considering all that Muscle Sheep knows of cars is barking at them, I probably can't help.
No, you
Yeah,
do
But do
help
we
by
have
barking.
a team you could spend?
that's what I'm saying is you could spend a team, but you have to narratively explain how you're helping.
Yeah, that's the problem. I don't think Muscle Sheep could help.
Just physically push me away from a wall I'm about to sideswipe.
What if it's a stick shift and it stalls so Muscle Sheep gets out to push?
I don't know
Where
if
you
you'd
just
have a stick.
Flintstones it and punch your feet through the bottom of the car and start running.
Well, I'm hearing like a probably not. So, yeah, that bike rack went from a loss to a complete defeat. Perfect.
Hyper combo finish.
As yeah, you follow that advice to the letter, Void Spawn, and he didn't tell you that the gear is supposed to be in reverse, and the car lurches forward and annihilates the bike rack, much to Muscle Fox's disappointment.
I'm a kill stealing bastard.
Emily, that's not gonna buff out super easily.
You guys. She's not gonna know until she comes back.
No, and then when you do, just your bumper's hanging half off.
I can fix it. I can even install a new flux capacitor to replace your missing one.
Okay, so, Emily, you will be able to find your parents with some effort. What is it that you attempt to do with?
What do I attempt to do with them?
Mm-hmm. Like, you can just locate them. How are you going to go about this?
She will, Well, frick, I didn't say I did say I was gonna go up as myself, not as Beatbox, so maybe she left her mask in the car. She wouldn't carry it all the way up, that's ridiculous. But she'll go up to them and tell them, she'll look a little bit panicked and be like, there's people downstairs saying we need to leave. Like, hi, but we need to get out of here. I'll talk to you here in a talk to you about it in a minute, but
They both look startled. Hugo more like just naturally, but Scott looks like his lodestones shifted a little bit there as they both kind of say like, Emily, what are you doing here? I, I thought you were at home.
I. Our neighbor said you guys wanted to meet me here, and I got here, and everybody downstairs is saying we need to evacuate, so, like, we need to go.
But Emily, Hugo will say like, we're in the middle of the announce. Like, is everything okay?
I don't know. It's not good.
Okay, you're gonna have to make a, let's see what it's called. A provoke roll. So you're going to have to roll plus superior to provoke them to do what you want. While you do so, the apology speech continues as he says, and indeed, as my first act as leader, I wish to radically change the way that we here at the H2A approach relations with younger heroes. For too long, we've let them flounder by themselves. Now, we'd like to extend a hand of mentorship and teach you what it means to really protect this city.
That was superior. What did you want me to roll?
Superior.
Okay.
Oh no.
Well, wait, can I back that up with mild-mannered instead? Can I use that to deceive or trick them?
That's one of your moves?
Yes, mild-mannered. Try to use your civilian identity to deceive, trick, or slip past someone.
Oh, that's a really good use of it, actually. Let me read it real quick. Okay, yeah, you can definitely do that. So that would just be a roll plus mundane instead, so just new roll. Okay. Unfortunately, okay. I'm just because I'm keying in on this. It says on a miss, one of your civilian obligations rears its ugly head,
Yes.
and your, let's see, what was your, do you have written down what your, responsibilities?
Volleyball, track, field, chores, and radio TV club.
Okay, gotcha. Scott just kind of puffs up his chest and he says, Emily, I don't know what's going on and how you got here, but stand right here. Stand like stand still. He kind of like cuffs you by your ear. As soon as this speech finishes, we're gonna have a word with you, young lady.
But it's not me. The neighbor.
We haven't seen the oh god, what's their name? We haven't seen the Durans in weeks. I don't know what you're talking about.
They came over and told me to meet you here.
The loudspeaker continues, to all of our invited guests here at the H2A, we'd really like it if you would join us as the inaugural class of the H2A's Junior Heroes. With this program, you would be welcome to learn from the best and brightest of the defenders of the city, and hopefully, by working together, we can forge you into protectors of a new dawn. And yet more clapping. Outside Jalim, you see the car idling in front of the building, a little bit worse for the wear.
What the? And she'll run up and like, hey, hey! Yeah, like,
Roll down
who's
the
in...
window.
What? Void, why are you driving Emily's car? And why did you just total bike pad? Oh,
I believe that was a exemplary first attempt at driving. I completed a straight line.
We went for a ride. It was short.
oh dear. Anyways, where's Emily?
She went back inside to retrieve her parents. Has she still not returned?
Oh, damn it, damn it, damn it. And she'll just like flick on her phone and actually dial Emily's number.
Emily, one hand of your dad is pulling your ear, but in your other arm, your phone begins to ring.
Are my dads... I know they're unaware that I'm a hero, but are they unaware of my powers? I don't know if we've discussed that.
I would say they're not unaware that you have powers. That's probably something like you've had since you were a kid, but they probably aren't super aware of like the steps you've taken to augment it, like with your tech. Does that make sense?
I would like to let out a noise that's high pitched enough that would make them cringe and let go of me. That's probably directly engaging a threat, I guess. That way I can get out from the grasp and run off and answer my phone, hopefully thinking they would follow me.
You may do so.
Is
So
that
would be,
directly engaged, yeah?
yeah, that would be plus danger.
Or would that be freak?
No, let's do danger for now.
Okay.
Hey, finally. Okay, you managed to do so, and in your attempt at kind of this sonic disturbance, it's not just your parents that turn and are caught off guard. Like, there's a ripple in the back of the crowd here of people like covering their ears, and even Apology's smooth speech is interrupted slightly as he kind of winces. But you're able to wiggle your way out of their grasp, and I'm assuming you just start running.
Yeah, I'm gonna start booking it towards the exit and answering my phone while I'm running.
She picks up Jalim.
And Jillian just said, "Where are you?"
They didn't believe me. They're not taking the bait. I just got I'm gonna be in so much trouble, but hopefully they're
Yeah, look.
following me.
And she's like, "Are they? Like,
Are they?
They're definitely running after you.
Yes,
They're shouting your
okay.
name.
Well-
Scott looks about like he could pull you over his knee.
Okay, yeah, they're leaving, but at what cost?
that doesn't sound good."
The important thing is they're about to see the car.
Oh,
God.
no. I mean, I did
Oh,
tell them they
no.
had to leave, so.
Also, you can't get too mad at Void for this one. He doesn't know how to drive a car. So, Also,
Muscle
you're
Sheep
gonna-
has an idea.
also you're gonna probably need a new door.
Oh no, I gave him the keys.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Muscle
well,
Sheep has idea. Muscle
What
Sheep
is-
would do what Muscle Sheep must. Everyone out of the car.
But, oh no. Anyways, get out of here fast. I'll meet you by the entrance.
I'm coming.
I
Mirror
will get out of the car.
So it sounds like people are out, Muscle Sheev.
Muscle Sheep will start destroying the car with his fists.
What?
Directly engage a threat, please.
To set off the airbag? Oh no.
No, this must be done so that friend not highlight. Why do I keep forgetting Rainbow's
Beatbox.
beatbox? This is so friend beatbox does not get in trouble. He's not gonna go to town on it, but he's going to, make some sizable dents.
So you start attacking it, and I mean it's a car. It's taking it like a champ. But something funny well, okay. Let me roll just to see. Let the dice gods see what they want to say. Yeah. You start attacking it, and then all of a sudden hear a thwump from the other side of the car as Muscle Fox slams into it and shouts, "Brother, have you found a new training technique? Let me join you."
And over the phone, Emily, I am so sorry for your car.
What are they doing to my car? Why does it sound like there's a dogfight out there?
That's exactly what that is, except the opponent is your car.
You hear a shout over the phone that, like, "I will sharpen my sword upon your metal."
You do not have a sword! Barf, barf, barf. I'm gonna basically just keep doing this until beatbox comes out.
You beatbox, you make it out of the doors. Your dads are not far behind you. This is a chaotic scene of running and screaming, and everyone is confused.
It's going to take Void a second to process what's happening, but he will go ahead and summon his Kirby Craft to the area so that they have another means of getting out of here.
All right, you do so. Emily, your dads get out of the building, and they just kind of stop and like open-mouthed stare at the two dog people beating up your car. Emily?
Okay,
Can I see Emily come out with her dad?
Yes, you can.
When he does that, I'm gonna bark at Muscle Fox. Go ahead and do your thing with Emily.
They'll just say like, "Emily, what's going on?"
I don't know. That's not why I brought you out here, but obviously we'll talk about this later, okay? 'Cause I needed to get you out of there.
Hugo's just still staring, kind of dumbfounded. Scott's got his phone flipped up and he's calling the police.
I'm gonna bark at Muscle Fox. I'm gonna say, quickly, back to the park.
"Is this battle done with?" "Very well," he says.
The mailman cometh.
He looks excited and starts bounding away, and he just drops the entire hubcap of the back left tire he was.
I'm going to chase after him as if I was chasing him off. Chasing him away. I'm going to leave, essentially.
All right, you guys make your exit. Emily, you still hear Scott just reporting an assault by some sort of monstrous furry. He sounds decidedly agitated.
Dad, no, they're my friends. Dad.
Yeah, he's not quite listening at this point. What are the rest of you doing?
Chillem is just like, well, at least you guys are out. And who's like the nicer dad? And I'm assuming the one is not.
Hugo.
and like she'll just walk in like, so hi again. We have a lot of things to talk about.
Did you have something to do with the car?
The car? No. Me wanting to get you out? Yes.
Just to check, Void Spawn, was your intent to load everybody up in your Kirby craft, or were you just trying to bring it close?
The former. I don't realize, because I don't really know a whole lot about human society outside of things relating to powers, that I wouldn't think that they probably have brought their own cars to get here in the first place. So I'm just thinking of my team at the moment and getting them out.
So yeah, to make matters worse, the spaceship appears over the street and opens up, and it's now accessible to your team. And Void Spawn just looks somehow pleased about this, and your dads are yet further displeased by this.
Sirs, let's just get in. I'll explain everything as we go.
Scott hangs up on the police because aliens take precedent over that. But they will.
I will proudly say, do not worry. I am much better at flying this than I am at driving Earth vehicles. When I am sober.
That is
Void!
incredibly reassuring. But following succinctly behind Emily, you all will be able to enter the vehicle. The destroyed car is just going to be left there.
Is the
I will double check with Marrow to see if B Team would like to join us.
is the car like quietly doing its sad security beep
Wee-woo-wee.
alarm?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the background.
Totally. Yeah, it's just like the car alarm is just going off, but it keeps pitch warbling. But yeah, Marrow will nod at you. He'll say that Neri is out of bounds. She's safe, but after a moment, Titania on her wings will float in from the bottom hatch of your ship and join you guys.
I will close the hatch and activate the cloak. And for now, I guess hover nearby unless I'm told there's an urgent need to clear the area completely.
I'm sure you're fine.
Okay, you get what you imagine is a safe distance away. At that point, Marrow's phone rings. He flips it open and nods, puts it on speaker. It's Neri's voice as she says, "You guys are out of bounds."
I'd like to think so at this point.
You've got about 10 seconds to get more than 2 miles away from the H2A build.
Why? Then she looks to Void and tells him to step on it. As in, move faster, please.
I will make a page over the PA to say, please make sure your seatbelts are fastened and your trays are in the upright and locked position. And then I will just floor it.
Emily, I'm sure you're like kind of making over your dad's. At this point, Scott looks like he could use a breathing bag. He looks like he might be barfing soon.
Void, do you have air sick bags in your Kirby craft?
I can open the lower hatch if he needs to lean over.
God!
Okay.
Out of character, it'll ruin someone's day, but it won't be inside the ship.
Okay. You guys are
God.
you're speeding away from the building, and there's this nice panoramic, I'm sure it'd be like a full page spread of the comic of just the Kirby craft zooming from the full H2A building lit up with its spotlights and glistening windows and just this pinnacle of Halcyon City engineering. As there's that another speech bubble there of Apology's speech as it concludes with and together I hope that we can look forward to a brighter future for Halcyon City and the H2A. And then the page turns and a beam of golden light comes up from the ground and covers the entirety of the H2A tower, and the panel fades into white, and the issue of this comic closes.
Praise the sun.